it's Shauna with the Distribution Center. We wanted to just give you a quick look at the new screen that you're going to see when AssetWorks upgrade is complete and we bring the system back up in early February. Most of the changes are on the back end. However, there is one small change in the asset entry screen, and we just want to give you a quick peek at that. So everything's going to look pretty much the same. You're going to log in on the same website, same username, same password, create your shell the same way as you always would, and then you'll see something similar to what you see on my screen here. We've successfully created our surplus header, and now we're going to add our assets. So when we come down here to our Create New Asset link, which we've always used in the past, you're going to get the same type of a pop-up. Let's blow that up a little bit. And you'll see just one change here. The number of copies or number of labels you want is here in the upper left corner instead of over here in that right column on the pop-up. So it's just moved up here to the upper left corner. And think of number of copies just as always as number of labels. This is the number of labels that you want. Labels, again, are determined by either the size or the value of the item. So if you have a chair, you'll need a label for each chair. If you have something smaller but that's valuable, you want it to have its own label so that we can effectively track any funds that would be due back to your department. If you have a lot of smaller things like office supplies, you can throw them all in a box and just ask for one copy or one label for that box of items. Everything else is pretty much the same. You're still going to look up, your description items and pick a category, and then give us a little bit better description in the description field itself. You might want to say blue office chair. This is going to make it easier for someone who is picking up the items or someone looking at a list of our inventory to see what we have and know whether there's something that they want to come in and take a look at, possibly for purchase. And we'll give it tell it this is our condition. Let's say we have 2 of these chairs. We're going to need 2 labels. And I have 3 items, so I'm going to hit the Save and Same button here. Let AssetWorks do its thing, and it'll tell us when it has saved our assets, and ending in 002 because we have 2 items, 2 labels that we've asked for. Now let's say we also have a computer. I said save and same, so now I need to make a couple of updates to my asset screen here. If we had a laptop, and this is a MacBook Pro, and again, remember, someone looking at an inventory list would learn a lot more from MacBook Pro than they would from just computer or laptop. My MacBook holds memory like a server or a hard drive, so it's going to require that we put in our serial number, and that's important also for property accounting purposes. And a CU tag ID number up here at the top would be important as well if we needed to make sure that they remove something from inventory for our department. So here's our computer. We're going to click Save and Done. And now we can see, if we scroll down, that we have 2 blue office chairs and a MacBook Pro. I want to click the paper and pencil here and go back into my MacBook Pro, into the asset itself, because remember, with the Apple products, Apple phones, computers, or iPads, things like that, we need you to help us out and provide the passwords and the lock codes for these items. We cannot get in to wipe the item to Department of Defense standard without passwords and lock codes. If we don't have them, we have to destroy the item, and these are some of our highest dollar value items and biggest sellers. So to ensure that we can get as much money back to the department as possible, we ask that you add the password or the lock code, or ask the user to change them to something generic and then provide them to us so that we can do our best to get you the most money back to your department. So now that I've added that, I'm going to click on the Save Asset button, and it's going to tell me the asset is successfully saved. I can take this middle number here and copy this. That's my transfer number. I can go back to the transfer screen and paste that number in, do a quick search for it. Use the paper and pencil to go back into my asset, and then here are my assets down below. The last thing that I need to remember to do is click this button here to submit it for approval, and that sends a notice over to us to let us know that you're ready for your labels. We'll send them out, and then don't forget to reply to that email once you've attached the labels to the assets, and we'll come pick your stuff up. So again, a very small change coming on your side of the equation. Most of the stuff that we're updating is to help us process your items more efficiently here on the back side, but that's a quick preview for you, and we look forward to seeing transfers when the system comes back up again in February. We'll send an email out to let you know when that happens. Have a good one.